Who has the best coverage in the country? Well, today I'm going to let you know state by state who is best, AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon. Now, every few months this changes. Sometimes Verizon's out in front, sometimes AT&T is out in front, and rarely is T-Mobile out in front. But today I'm letting you know which state has the best coverage for 4G. I'm going state by state in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. I'm Sherri Riggs. You're watching WhistleOut TV. If you like this video, if you want more coverage updates or any other information about the telecommunication industry, subscribe. I have all the info you'll ever need on basically everything from internet to cell phones, and I'd love for you to join me. I come out with new videos every Wednesday and Friday, and I go live normally about every Monday, and I'd love for you to join along. Now, before we go into the state-by-state coverage percentages, I want to go over the overall percentages for Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. And it is a very close race, and I imagine in the next 2 months even, this could change again. So this is a video I'll be updating regularly to help you keep an eye on this coverage map because it is constantly changing. So let's go over what the 4G coverage looks like right now. So for the moment, Verizon has the most coverage in the country at 71% 4G coverage. AT&T comes in second at 70% coverage, and T-Mobile is coming in last at 62% 4G coverage. Now, this doesn't make up all of their coverage maps. So when we look at the coverage maps in just a second, we can see what it looks like with 4G or with 5G and 3G flipped on. I'm not super worried about 3G because it's horribly slow, and I just wish it was turned off already. I think it's completely unnecessary. And 5G isn't super useful yet, but we'll look at those maps. And I mention this because if we turn on T-Mobile's 5G, their coverage map increases because they have the most coverage for 5G. And so it just depends. But this video is only for 4G, so let's look at these 4G coverage maps. I have it pulled up. Verizon with 71% coverage is great throughout the Midwest and the East Coast. When we get to the actual West Coast, it gets a little patchy in Montana, Idaho, Nevada, and parts of California, but otherwise great coverage. If we flip on 5G, because Verizon does not have a ton of 5G yet, their coverage map doesn't change a whole bunch. And if we flip on 3G, you can see a bunch of other spots filled in. So overall, a great coverage map. Let's take a look at AT&T's coverage map. Now we can see that AT&T's coverage map has a lot more gaps filled in on the East Coast. On the West Coast, there are a few bigger gaps, and that's where Verizon really beats out AT&T. Is Verizon has closed those gaps on the West Coast, like in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and Nevada. They have closed those in, and AT&T really needs to work on that to step up their game if they ever want to get ahead of Verizon. Now, if we switch on 5G for AT&T, it fills in their map quite a bit. And lastly, let's take a look at T-Mobile. If we just take a look at T-Mobile's 4G coverage map, it's a lot more spotty than AT&T's or Verizon's, especially on the East Coast and on the southern border by Louisiana, Florida, Texas, all along down there. It's really patchy. And then if we look at Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, it's a lot more patchy than AT&T or Verizon. So we can see really how T-Mobile's 62% compares to Verizon and AT&T's 70 and 71%. So that's a quick look at the coverage maps. Now let's go state by state to see which state has the best coverage for you, depending on what state you are in. So how I'll do this is first I'll go over Verizon's coverage and which states Verizon has the most coverage in, and then I'll go over AT&T's, and then I'll go over T-Mobile's. We'll start in second place, and then third place. So starting with Verizon, we have about 15 states where Verizon has the most coverage, and they are all 60% coverage and above. So we'll start A to Z for this one. Arizona has 79% coverage. AT&T comes in second. Then we have Arkansas with 98% coverage, California with 78% coverage, Colorado has 81%, Georgia has 99% coverage, Idaho has 65% coverage, Iowa has 95%, Nebraska has 97%, Nevada has 60%, North Dakota has 97% coverage, Oregon has 75% coverage, South Carolina has 98%, Virginia has 93% coverage, Wyoming has 82% coverage, Kansas has 99, almost to 100, and New Mexico has 85% coverage. So those are the coverage percentages where Verizon has the most coverage in those states. Now, for the most part, AT&T comes in second place for the second most coverage for all of those states, except for T-Mobile comes in second for Nevada, South Carolina, and Wyoming and Kansas. So those are the 4 states where T-Mobile comes in second before AT&T, but otherwise AT&T and Verizon are really dominating coverage percentages right now. Next up, we are going over the states where AT&T has the most coverage. Now, AT&T has more states with the most coverage, but some of the states in which Verizon has the most coverage have more space. So for instance, Wyoming, Verizon has 80-something% coverage in Wyoming. AT&T has less than, maybe about 50%. And so that's where Verizon really pulls through, is in those west states, the West Coast, where there's a lot more space. AT&T is really killing it though in the Midwest and the East Coast, where they fill in a lot of the blanks that Verizon doesn't have filled in. So let's go over those. Alabama has 98% coverage, Alaska 7%, Connecticut 99%, Delaware 99%, Florida 95%, Hawaii 87%, Illinois 99%, Kentucky is 96%, Louisiana is 97%, Maine is 66%, Maryland is 98%, Massachusetts 99%, Michigan is 97%, Minnesota 94%, Missouri 98%, Mississippi 99%, Montana 65%, New Hampshire 95%, New Jersey 99%, New York 91%, North Carolina is 95%, Ohio is 99%, Pennsylvania is 95%, Rhode Island is 99%, South Dakota is 97%, Tennessee is 96%, Tennessee is 96%, Texas is 95%, Utah is 87%, Vermont is 98%, Washington is 71%, West Virginia is 77%, Wisconsin has 91% coverage, Washington, D.C. has 100% AT&T and T-Mobile coverage. They tied there. Oklahoma has 94% coverage. They are tied with T-Mobile for the best coverage in Oklahoma with 94%. And then Indiana, there's a tie between AT&T and Verizon for 99% coverage in Indiana. And if we want to take a look at the second place winners for AT&T states, T-Mobile only had a handful of states in which it came in second. Connecticut, T-Mobile is your best runner-up. Kentucky, T-Mobile is a good runner-up, and Maryland, T-Mobile is a good runner-up, along with Minnesota, New Jersey, Michigan, and Massachusetts. So T-Mobile really dismal, honestly, in this coverage performance right now. Who knows, in the next few months, they might really step up their game and increase their coverage overall. But right now, AT&T and Verizon reign supreme. Let me know what you think of this video. What do you want to see more of in my next upcoming videos? Which carrier do you have? Do you love them for your state? Does these percentages match up with the carrier you have for where you live? I'm really intrigued to hear about that. Let me know in the comments below. I'm Sherri Riggs with WhistleOut TV.